Hello, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you today. And if I have time, I'll pull cards, but a lot of details came up in the read today, so let's get right to it. It is January 4th, 2019, and I will get into more detailed stuff. I'll try to do some sand art and oracle cards in the feminine reads. Okay, for the masculine reads, I'm going to try to keep them quick for those of you who don't have a lot of time to spend watching. I saw a movie last night that I wanted to bring up real quick, At First Light, which was perfect because radiation poisoning came up yesterday in the read, and that movie was all about radiation poisoning, so it came up again, so I just wanted to bring that up again. For the masculine, today, January 4th, 2019, 4 is of the Emperor. Okay, so, and the Emperor definitely came up in the read and the underlying energy. The day adds up to 17-8, so that's the star and the 8. So we have dreams and healing and being in the limelight. As an emperor, you always are, but maintaining control in the limelight. And then yesterday also about stars, how they can be really temperamental, came up. So this is about the emperor regaining control, like seeing themselves lose control in the spotlight and then needing to regain it again. Okay, and I definitely woke up tired this morning. I just felt like I wanted to sleep all day, but I slept, I slept well, so that was good. But definitely that tired energy came up. I'm better now. It's not like a really sunny day today, but the energy feels good. I don't feel a ton of stress coming in, although there is some. Yesterday I was feeling more stress in the heart. Today I was just really exhausted when I woke up this morning. Just wanted to go back to sleep. So, as soon as I started doing the read today, I was getting lots of messages. While I was shuffling, the 10 of crystals and the ace of crystals fell out. That was at 10:30. That would be the like the 10 of pentacles and the ace of pentacles. So that new start, new family, the ultimate family and family legacy, and that fell out while shuffling. And then at 10:32, and this, I would never remember this, and it was such a feeling that I felt. It wasn't a thought or hearing it initially. It was the feeling it gave me, which made me remember the words in the title. But it was, I got a brand new pair of roller skates. So if you're not familiar, because it's an old song, go online and listen to it. I got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key. Okay? That came up when I put out the Page of Pentacles in the center, and in the Sirian Starseed deck, the Page of Pentacles is all about your psychic abilities. Okay, this is the Page of Pentacles, the Seeker of Crystals. Okay, it's about discovering your psychic abilities, but it's also the Page of Pentacles. It's about research and being a student and having opportunities. So that was the center of the read. And that's when the I got a brand new pair of roller skates, you got a brand new key came up. So it's definitely about the psychic abilities between the masculine and the feminine. Love partnership fell out at 10:41. 41 is the Ace of Cups. Then when the Page of Cups came out in the clarifiers, the song came in again. Okay, and the Page of Cups definitely came up as important in the read today. And then I noticed that there were 4 pages out on the table in a square, but it was kind of off, like this. All 4 pages came out. So there's a lot about child energy, obviously, whether it's the inner child, a lot of messages, or actually, multiple children. It could be anywhere from 2 to 5 children probably out on the table. So, and also Northeast was coming out for the Page of Cups, the direction. 2 bigs, 2 littles, like in Big Sisters or Big Brother. 2 bigs, 2 littles were coming up as far as kid energy. And then the 3 of Pentacles came out and fell over. And the 3 of Pentacles I often see as the masculine's workplace. And it fell over. So if someone might have left, or someone might have had some kind of falling out at work. That was at 10:54. 54 is the Page of Swords. So that definitely could be news or message. And then at 10:55, when I put down the center, I was getting a stressful feeling with the Emperor and the 9 of Pentacles. clarified the Page of Pentacles in the middle, the psychic energy. So the Emperor and the Nine of Pentacles came out on that, which is about the Emperor being sovereign and being independent, independently wealthy. But there was stress coming up with that. And then the read was done at 10:59 and finishing up my positioning at 11, so which is the minute again before the hour, the calm before the storm. The major arcana for the masculine was Indigo, Shadow, Lovers, Justice, Hanged Man, which Indigo is the Magician, Shadow is the Devil, Lovers, Justice, and the Hanging Man is the Hanged Man. There was 1 Pentacle, 3 Cups, and 2 Swords for the masculine. Okay, so there's no Wands, which is very unusual for the masculine that came up today, and mostly Cups, 3 Cups. The court cards were Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the King of Swords, which very much could be a father and their 2 children, or it could just have to do with messages and the King of Swords. But King of Swords, Page of Swords, and Page of Pentacles. The numbers that came up, there wasn't a lot of mirroring numbers or anything like that. They were all, but this is for a reason. Like none of the numbers came up as doubles or triples or anything like that. They were all seemingly unimportant numbers. Okay, so 95 came up, 81, 176, and 14, and I was being shown the 17 and 176 because today is 17, and the 4 and 14 because today is also the 4 with the Emperor. The coding was all about physical activity and manifestation for the masculine, because they manifest in the physical, where we manifest more in the etheric levels. And then in the coding, some fun stuff came up. 9 to 5, so the movie came up, but also that was, regular schedules, 9 to 5. To see support to the nth degree, to see the key, or CE, the shadow side, and staying at 0 points, acing divine co-creation. Okay, so within your physical activities and manifesting co-creation, are you staying at 0 point? Okay, because the shadows definitely come up here. So who's going to come at you? Who's going to show you your shadow side? And are you going to be able to stay at 0 point? So 9 to 5, so the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, you got to see it with Dolly Parton. And it was great about workplace issues. So it's really perfect for the coding. And Spirit's connecting with me on that. And then, so Temperance and King of Wands was coming up around these numbers too, because that's 14 and 23, which came up, and also 132. Also the 9, or the collective consciousness, need to expand, and I was getting specifically to see Mastiff came up, see the key, or CE, which I often see as the karmic energy. Shannon Doherty came up, and that was really random, and it had nothing to do with the words in the coding. Mastiff and Shannon Doherty, and paralleling those energies as about division, but about you staying, again, it's about you staying at 0 point when dealing with this kind of energy. Mastiff and Shannon Doherty. And then when I got Shannon Doherty, which is weird because I would never think of her name unless it was prompted in some way, I told you that there was a black Mercedes parked outside my house when I got home yesterday, which was really random. Never seen that in front of my house before. And there were 2 girls in there, and the girl driving looked like Shannon Doherty. She had like the long dark hair, and I think she had bangs. And she had that nasty kind of look on her face, smoking a cigarette, like I'm cooler than you. And there's no reason for her to have looked at me that way, okay? She was just parked in front of my house. And when she turned around, and I looked to see who that was, if it was anyone I knew, it was just this person who I saw. But she looked like Shannon Doherty, so it's coming up for a reason. And Mastiff, so kind of like a bulldog, a bully. So the Hermit and the Hierophant are coming up here for the masculine in the coding. The Hermit and the Hierophant, which can be Virgo and Taurus energies, see this Mastiff, bulldog, bully, the devil, the shadow side, like Shannon Doherty. Okay, to ace your divinity in those situations, in physical activity and manifestation. Okay, so it definitely could be at the workplace for the masculine. The coding that came up, I have to read this to you. The Man of Law's Tale. The Man of Law's Tale. And it's Geoffrey with a G, Chaucer. And it's from shortstoryamerica.com, the prologue. And it's not spoken in modern English, but the bright sun, it starts out with. The arc, which came up in Magenta Pixie's last installment about the true energy, the arc of his artificial day had run. The fourth part and a half hour more, and though he were not deep expert in lore, he wist it was the 8 and 20 day. He wist it was the 8 and 20 day of April, that is messenger to May, and saw well that the shadow of every tree was in its length of the same quantity. Okay, so here we have the shadow and the reflection, and Spirit's connecting with me. So that's paralleling to the coding we just got. And April and May are 4 and 5, so 4 and 5 were coming up. And 5 and 55 has been coming up a lot. That people who are near the end of their cycle, like at 8 or 9, are being thrown back to 5, and doubling the 5, the expansion energy, to renew something. But now we're getting the 4 and the 5, which is a 9 of endings. So then the second entry was Gunslinger, and it was coming up as the Drifter, who's someone who's out to do good, and it was just 1101. Out to do good, but is also the Knight Errant, or errant. And that was from allthetroops.wikia.com. Then the next one was full text of the 8 volumes of letters written by a Turkish spy who lived 5 and 40. So here we go with the 5 and 4 again. And then it said see other formats. And then I was getting 4 Matthews, because when it said formats, I was seeing 4 and mats, so 4 mats. So 4 mats and then 4 also Matthews. There's something about that for Matthews. 8 volumes of letters written by a Turkish spy who lived 5 and 40, or 40 and 5. The next heading was Prosocco.com, Prosocco.com. And of course I saw Prosecco, of course, you know, when I saw that. But Prosecco.com, exterior overhaul, including stone replacement, brick replace, paint stripping, chemically removing the paint. That was the exterior overhaul. Consolidation, natural stone natural stone used on brick and stone. So it's like, you know, stone on stone, bone on bone. So people might be losing the padding in their hips, that kind of energy, because of size and magnitude of Davis administration building. The process took a 10-man crew, approximately 9. So maybe they were down a man and had to do the work of 10 with 9 people. But this came up the same time as there was a guy out, a black pickup truck sitting out front today, which is unusual. There's not usually anyone parked in front of my house. There's a black pickup truck parked in front of my house who was doing work next door. And when I read this, I'd seen him earlier, and then he came out and was finishing up and leaving, all right? And he was doing work next door. So then I got, Volare came up online. 5 weeks was top Billboard Hot 100, August and September of 1958. That might be coming up for someone. My brother was actually born in August 1958. And it was also the #1 single for the year and Grammys. Volare. Volare. Okay. Another heading came up, the News Herald, October 16th, 1887, if that means something to someone. That was from ufdc.ufl, or universityoflorida.edu. The next heading was hellopoetry.com, share your poetry. The next was Schechner, behavior nonverbal communications. And there's projections of space, about space in that. That was kind of interesting. You might want to look that up. That's Schechner. And there was a straight line, and then behavior, straight line, nonverbal communication. And that was from scribed.com, scribd.com. Also, the art of drawing the human body, pelvis, and human anatomy came up. And it was just 1414, which is temperance, the angels, patience. And the last one was proceed to download Taylor Swift. And then it said blank space. So space came up twice. Okay, so spatial relations was coming up. And that's what I scored highest in my elementary school testing, spatial relations. That's probably very common amongst the twins. Proceed to download Taylor Swift. Maybe you need to tailor quickly. But blank space came up as well. So maybe if someone's looking for a business space as well. I got a brand new pair of roller skates. I haven't heard that in a long time. Okay. So what was coming up for the masculine? The underlying energy, the main one was indigo, which is the magician in this deck. And I'll show you this card. Okay, so that's this card. That's the underlying energy. Okay. And there's definitely energy of kids up to no good right now. So just so you know, you might want to keep extra tabs on what your kids are doing. The Queen of Wands, so this is indigo magician energy. The Queen of Wands, it's coming up on this as destiny of her happy family, hiding face behind her kids. And it looked like, and the Lover card is above this in the past position as the King of Cups at work. So it's showing like that her happiness is actually with the kids at home alone while he's at work. Like she's happier when he's not there, and then he's happier when she's not there, and he's happy at his work doing that. Showing their bliss apart and not together. The King of Pentacles is overseeing choices made at the workplace now that someone has walked away. The Page of Wands, or maybe he has walked away, could be either way. The Page of Wands made a choice to grow up and step down. Okay, so that could be energy of the masculine, for sure. Domino effect and reflections on the floor, images of a door, black and white marble floors. And marble comes up again, so pay attention. He longs to be free, natural, and create, to see the world, maybe a goal of a world without hate, leaving behind a dark X with no faith. Lilies on the battlefields of War of the Roses, moving for peace, Empress reversed with Judge's decision not in favor of her. Queen of Cups reversed. Her refusing to see was not an excuse to the Judge. One cannot be pure if wearing a dress with others' blood on it. Okay? So there's something that in court, whether it was a divorce or some other matter, that the feminine, Empress reversed and Queen of Cups reversed coming up here can be the same person, or they could be two separate people, mother and daughter, or mother and daughter is what I was getting. So mother and daughter team, or the divine masculine's karmic and mother, or his karmic and her mother, or his sister and his mother. That was the energy I was getting. It could be something else, but that's what I was getting. Or the Empress and the Queen of Cups, like I said, both reversed are one and the same. Emperor is coming up upright, and the King of Cups, which I believe is the same person as well. Very soon is the underlying energy for the masculine, and underneath that, let go of control issues. So in order to have very soon, the masculine needs to let go of control issues, and the Emperor is coming up in the underlying energy here as well. So the King of Cups is feeling the separation, seeing synchronicities, lilies, caramel shoes and boots, a red shoe now and then. It's Dorothy's red slipper, flame and matching bands, purity at work, lilies of the field on the wall, feminine showing their muscle, butt cracks and bustles, romantic flame, burned slow like a turtle, 2 candles, a book, and dessert in a jacuzzi or sauna, the truth set aside for another time, and not long from now. Compassion comes up as underlying energy as well for the masculine, as well as forgiveness underneath that. So he needs to show forgiveness for others, but for himself as well, and so that he can get into a place of compassion. There's a big move of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and there might be 2 Queen of Pentacles here, because there's one coming up reversed and one upright. Could be the same person who flips upright, or it could be 2 separate people for sure. Peter Pan sitting on maroon tights, green robe and boots, dumping cookies. So that could be literally cookies throwing up, or it could be cookies online. Okay, so dumping cookies, and they could just be throwing them away out of the cabinet. And stuff from parties as New Year's is falling. The Emperor back in control. No candies or cookies. Girls being dramatic. Topaz, ruby, and emeralds sold due to the stock market. Strong red, white, and blue, now with gold. King of Pentacles lost money and status, partying too much, or third-party situations, drinking, gossip, and such. Dump coins and emotions, and support your devotions. And USA was coming up here. Gold, light, and energy. And then Caesar, Rome, and Trump. Trump to the US as Caesar was to Rome. Very interesting, huh? So Caesar was the first emperor in 27 BC. 27 is the Ace of Wands. It came up, there was kind of conflicting dates and names for Caesar, but the range was between 27 and 31 BC, and that was answers.com, that it was 27 BC. And it said that he was a good emperor to the people. He was fair with his laws. His birth name was Gaius Octavius Thurinus. So it wasn't even Caesar, but he renamed himself after he won the battle. After he won a battle, he named himself Augustus because it means majestic one, and he had Caesar because his great uncle Caesar had adopted him. So now he was his official emperor name was Gaius Julius Caesar Augustus. But they weren't called emperors back then. Spirits connecting with me, they were called princeps, Princeps, and it sounds very much like princess, so it's kind of funny. But it means first citizen, not emperor back then. So he was a big patron of the arts, and he always would state about himself that he found Rome as brick and left it in marble. Okay, and marble came up in this read today, so this is all coming together. Okay, and this has nothing to do with my opinions about Trump or anything like that. And religion comes up here in the read, and I have no opinion one way or the other. I wasn't religious growing up. I went to all different religious functions. Growing up, my personal opinion was, what I didn't like about religion was the competition between them, because there's only one love energy or God or source or whatever it is. So it's silly to have competition between religion, but I felt like they were all good as long as they helped people become a better person, or connect with themselves more fully. So definitely in the read I was getting the Empress is the King of Cups, because he's been coming up a lot like that as the King and Queen of Cups, but not necessarily as the Divine Masculine and a Karmic, but as his parents or the Karmic parents. There's an Emperor, King of Cups, and an Empress, Queen of Cups, and the Emperor was coming up upright, Empress reversed here. So the King and Queen of Pentacles were both reversed in the underlying energy, fall in a big move as the Emperor rises. The Empress reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed also as the King of Cups remains stable. The Queen of Wands is stable but hiding behind the Emperor. The Emperor dumped the Empress and kids. It was like the Emperor dumped the Empress and now the kids are at work because she's not there. Very soon now, some compassion and flirting. Recently, lovers at King of Cups, his work, but it was coming more of affection. It wasn't about a female lover. It was about the affection of his family love, okay? So recently lovers are coming up. King of Cups at work, his kids and his father, affectionate, but the Empress and the Queen of Cups reversed, deserted. The foundation is not seeing that the Two of Cups are right there in front of them, energized by unhappiness or exposed, or the kid's happiness is exposed, or his lack of satisfaction, but excited very soon for some psychic action. Centrally for the masculine, studying psychic abilities, or anything really. Page of Pentacles can be just opportunities, invitations, things like that. Could be a small money loan, things like that. But the Emperor to be independently wealthy in reunion with Justice or Libra, the wounded warrior kept silent. The masculine was challenged by the shadow or the devil coming up here, presently expressing feelings of breaking patterns, losing balance, and tripping up. About the Queen of Pentacles upright, sovereign, obsessed with control and hair. This is for the Emperor. Cutting cords and controlling Leo. Well, that could be for whatever the Divine Masculine is, okay? So it's coming up about the Divine Masculine. That he's detoxing, because detoxing's been coming up in a couple other reads as well. So the devil or shadow energy is probably reversed here, because there was not a lot of negative stuff coming up in the challenge, but presently expressing feelings of breaking patterns, losing balance, and tripping up, but allowing it. Knowing that they tripped up about the Queen of Pentacles, sovereign, so not a partner, but a sovereign. Obsessed with control and hair, so whether that he's thinking that about himself or her, and it was just 2442, which is the Queen of Wands and the Two of Cups, okay, so that karmic partner. cutting cords and controlling Leo. Okay, and the Leo often comes up as that Queen of Wands. So now, in the head of the masculine, divine justice, uncomfortable, stuck emotions, released after depression and insecure, manipulative without option, in order for him to maintain control. This is what he's expressing about himself. The worst of depression is over, planning new life in aftermath mess, playing ball to avoid the cleanup. Trying to wake up the narcissist and secret steroid use, for some, obviously that's not for everyone, cutting ties with the family or house, kept quiet about the past. So whether he was kept quiet or he was keeping others quiet about the past. Leo exposed at night by a third party. Soon, at 28, child walks away after planning attack with magic, a Taurus or Aries, due to face exposed, that God and world were on the side of the divine feminine. So I was definitely getting this energy of some kids up to mischief or whatever it is, and trying to get back at the divine feminine for their mother or their father or both or whatever. Divine masculine sees themselves as the Page of Swords with a little bit of light. Over suffering about third party, drinking, gossip, seeing the truth about his inner child and his own children, in his own children. Passionately riding in to steal or destroy property, or being chased by the law. So there's something about what the kids are doing now which is going to be reflected back to the masculine, seeing himself and what did he teach his children. The energies that came up for the masculine were release your ex, chemistry, past life relationship, and pay attention to the red flags, which is about following your signs and synchronicities. Around the divine masculine, or how he is seen, is the King of Swords, feeling sadness and loss and regret about lost money and status. So it could be, or it could be someone separate as the King of Pentacles reversed, who's either a greedy person or lost money and status, and not necessarily a greedy person, or just ungrounded. So the King of Swords can be this King of Pentacles reversed, or that could be someone separate. And maybe he feels sorry for the King of Pentacles reversed. Clear blocks of love, spirituality, victim mentality, and instability for the masculine. Remember that stability, your heart is your home. Physical activity came up in manifestation as important for the masculine, but even more so right now is healing. Desiring love, then some shady stuff came up here. Desiring love based purely on physical appearance and lust and legs was coming up here. And this is not going to be for everyone, so take it as it relates to you. Completing cycle through detoxing. The Hanging Man with right knee block. A Queen of Swords talks about a Hierophant. Okay, so this could be a leader of any kind of establishment, including religious leaders, or it could be a marriage. So the Queen of Swords talks about Hierophant, King of Swords, and King of Pentacles, and their lust for women to the world. So this is what I'm bringing up now. Okay, there's something between this King of Swords and King of Pentacles. Whether they have a relationship with a religious leader, and or their brothers, partners, friends, who are running around lusting for women, and this is now being outed to the world about them. But I was definitely getting two brothers and their kids, so who they hang out with all the time. So it's two brothers, or it could be a brother and a brother-in-law in competition, or it could be two brothers who just were raised that way, like maybe their father pinned them against each other and always made them compete, so they were in constant competition for who can bed most. Okay, so there's some definite dark energy coming up here, as well as even worse here, some kind of some of the divine masculines can be in some kind of alternative religion, whether it's religiously based, or voodoo, or Wiccan, or Scientology, New Church, and Amish were all coming up. Or there's a Leo married or partnered to two men, so illegally married to more than one person. Or it could just be a partnership between three, but it's a woman and two men, and she may be physically involved with both of them. Hung out to dry at the workplace, the King of Pentacles with not much savings left. Leo knew love, or strong love, for sharing and giving, teaching and learning. So this Leo could have a new love. So if it's a Leo karmic, or a Leo emperor, because the emperors come up with Leo before for sure. Whoever it is may have new love, or learning to love themselves more. but learning a strong love for sharing and giving and teaching and learning, an opportunity to be free and open-hearted. So very much coming up about the masculine, or possibly the masculine's father, but often they're coming up as like father, like son as well. So indigo sovereign or children feeling sadness, loss, regret about a message or news of the King of Swords, lover, or affectionate family, psychic and dark, walks away for true love, justice, or divorce, and now hanging out at work. Or the magician, lover, emperor, lost child in a divorce to shadow side of the family, or dark, and the Page of Swords walked away with anger issues. The King of Swords, new love of self and just hanging at work. Okay, so that was the energy for the masculine. I'm going to leave it at that since we're at 30 minutes already. But yeah, please comment below. There's some big things that came up in that read. Rise and be loved. Bye, guys.